And holy moly. Slowly but surely, making our way through Spider 4 here. It definitely gave us a little bit of a hiccup. That's fine. You know, I'm surprised actually. My brain just keeps going back to Head of Vecna now. It's all I can think about. Largely because I've been very D&D brained lately. I started playing a campaign with a few of my friends. It's all of their first times playing, and it's my first time DMing. And it's been really fun so far. We just had our second session yesterday. So I'm very much in that general vein and that general train of thought constantly these days. But on the other hand, going back to the game, what the heck am I training? What am I doing with my life? Maybe I do just train more armor? I guess more fighting. More fighting is a pretty safe bet. You go that direction for the time being, get some more help. D&D hype? No kidding. Yeah, it's been so awesome so far. Still pretty nervous about DMing. The very first session was a rough start, at least I thought so. I was very, like, verge of voice tremor nerves. But as soon as I got over that and the ball started rolling, I think we all had a really good time. And it's all coming together for sure. I feel like I'm always going to be hypercritical about that kind of stuff because I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about narratives and how to properly execute them. And so, like, yesterday I made some decisions. The squad met what, you know, they're thinking at the moment is the big bad BBEG, I think, big bad evil guy. I will not confirm or deny whether that is truly the case. But I think it was just a little bit hit or miss. Everyone else seems to think it was fine and fantastic, but I'm kicking myself over like, oh, that one line should have been different. I should have thought of something different to say, or they should have done something slightly different, been more harsh. But I think that's going to be with me till the day I die. I'm hypercritical of that type of stuff, and I need to do my best to learn to let it go and just enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, you know, that's what we're all there for, to have some fun, hang out with each other, spend some good time with friends. And that's what I've always loved about D&D, so I guess the alternative to that is maybe I don't get over it and instead just become the greatest storyteller the world has ever seen. I'm sure that's just as easy as getting over it. But okie dokie, we do manage to finish off Spider, picking up our very first rune of the run, so that is beautiful here. And then probably am going to head to Shoals. I definitely walked to the entrance here, seeing as how that was my usual kind of muscle memory approach. I could, I guess, instead just finish off the regular dungeon. In fact, I think I am going to finish off the regular dungeon before we try to go any further down that direction. And it should be fairly straightforward. You know, having finished at least one of our S branches, I'm hoping we're a bit ahead of the curve here. I also completely forgot. I was wondering this entire time where our See Invisible was coming from. That's a Naga thing. Whoops. Because like being the greatest. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'll definitely need the help. I mean, I think I have really good inspirations going into it, so at least I have that going for me. I feel like my older brother is, you know, one of the greatest DMs out there. I don't have a lot of experience personally with the game, or not as much as I would like, but I still feel fairly confident saying that just because of how amazing he's been in the few campaigns we've done together. And then the other one that I idolize and look up to is Brennan Lee Mulligan from Dimension 20. Is probably, if people know of his D&D content, where they know him from. But yeah, they're definitely my two big idols and inspirations that I strive for, even though it's an impossible, completely unattainable goal to go for. But hey, a kid can dream, no? So if I can attain even a portion, even a semblance of their DMing skills, then I think that will basically be a victory for me. So we do finally get our slimy ringmail here, and it's Rampage ringmail with Negative slow ego. Slay +3 is nice, I guess. AC would only increase by 1. Oof. I don't know if I can dig that as much as I'd like to. Yikes, yikes, yikes. But not the end of the world. Let's head back to D12 here. And where did I leave that shop? Where were you? There you were. Because I should mark a bunch of these scrolls for future pickup. In fact, yeah, scroll magic mapping, even if just to ID it, as well as get one extra into our bank, that's probably a fairly decent deal, all things considered. And a wand of digging, you don't say. Yeah, Staff of Death probably not being, or will probably not be necessary for us at any point in the future, so we'll just drop that son of a gun for now, and keep on keeping on. Fantastic. Still haven't found our blink scrolls, which is too bad. When you're playing a character that's as slow as the Naga, it's nice to have blink as a oh gosh, panic and escape option, but hey, we'll be fine. Just kill everything. Just get good, forehead. Turns out my DCSS approach is very much like my D&D approach. Just get good. It's that easy, folks. No, do not fire in the slime's direction. Thank you, game, for preventing me from doing just such a thing. The travesty, can you imagine? But another scroll of ID is beautiful. 3-stack is enchant armor. Yikes. We also still, unfortunately, have not come across a barding, which would be nice to acquire at some point in the near future, especially since it's always pretty likely that you'll only find one barding over the course of your adventure, so oftentimes I feel a lot less guilty immediately dumping all of my enchant armor scrolls into that son of a gun. Because if you've been around the channel for a while, you'll definitely know that I very much suffer from too good to use syndrome when it comes to enchant weapon and enchant armor scrolls. Interesting. I feel genetically stable. Always like that. But we'll take a quick look. What else did we get? Get AC +3 and evasion +3. Okay. And that's about it. Everything else seems to have just gone up and down. I feel an ache in my throat. No, I do lose. Oh, I think last time I lost and regained my second tier of spit poison, and this time I only lose it. You son of a gun. Well, not the end of the world. I think it had largely done its main usefulness, which was gained through Spider especially. Nice to have clouds of poison to just deal with those kiddos en masse, but see invisible, no thank you. And okay, we do end up finding our magic mapping before going back to buy that. Archer statue. Well, I too am an archer, and I'm not a statue, so I will take care of both of you. Unfortunately, that chainmail is probably a bit beyond our ability to use. Chainmail gets pretty heavy for an archer character. I mean, Dex +7 is kind of sweet, but we can't even try it out with the drain. I think this would say... Doesn't this normally say if it would cause issues for us? AC only goes up by 1. So I actually only gain 3 Dex? Yeah, never mind. Crashed here, and I expect better for myself. I'm trying to be a bit more discerning over, what kind of stuff we accept in our lives, and that's one that we will not accept. We deserve better here for Lady Bosch and I. And I'll hear nothing otherwise. Fantastic, down to D15, so we can just finish up this floor and then probably head back up to Shoals to see how we manage over in that direction. Hopefully able to pick up our secondary rune of the run here relatively shortly, but no big promises at the moment. Also trying to think, so willpower's at 2 pips even though we haven't equipped anything that actively gives that to us. Naga have, I think, potentially the oh, I was going to say the highest, but I think they actually have the second highest natural willpower, because I do believe Spriggans might beat them out. Again, I'm not a big numbers person for DCSS, and I just have very kind of hand-wavy, rudimentary understandings of most of the game's mechanics, but that's my instinctual feeling as to how all of that works out. But still, being second best willpower, innate willpower in the game is awesome. How long will Jivya gift mutations? For the entire game. As for how often they come, I don't actually know what the deciding factor is in there. I don't know if it's a random interval. Don't know if it could even be a set interval for all I know. Or if it's based off any other kind of metrics or understandings. I couldn't tell you. But we will be cycling through all of the various mutations throughout the entirety of the run here. Which definitely makes things interesting. It's nice because they're at least all positive, right? So you get some of the chaotic nature of like even Zom mutations. But at the very least, you can sleep a bit easier knowing that they'll all be pretty solid, even if you lose the one kind of crux of your run. You thought with full piety? Like when you hit full piety? Because I feel like I've been at full piety for a long time. You know, we very, very rarely use any of it. I guess we do lose some over time. At least that's usually how the piety fall off works for most of the gods. I couldn't say for this one. Ooh, antenna grow on my head? That's so bad, man. We already have seen visible, so the main like benefit of antenna is already gone. So we just lose a helmet. That's about it. Our body also became less viscous, so we lose a lot of defenses. In fact, this whole mutation thing sucks. We lost a barb on tail, I don't care. Lost our mute resistance, lost our robust, lost our rubbery body, lost our transparent body, and we no longer exude ooze. So that's a shame. But hey, just live long enough for it all to turn around and we'll be totally fine. I guess we still have, we still have 1 or 2 tiers of pliable body, so that's actually not too bad. As long as we still have some of our additional abilities or capacity here, I can't complain too much at the end of the day, especially as we're back to layer 5 and just breezing through all the monsters. It's pretty hard to complain in this context. Let's finish out the area strong here, and then we can head up to Shoals to see how we do. Basically, it's like getting books on the Mage God, but you only thought that. Can't Google now. Okay. So yeah, Sif, it's like as soon as you hit the cusp of the PD required, then you start gaining them. And then is there a scaling effect as you get higher and higher PD? Do you get them more often? I feel like there might be. You know, at least anecdotally, that's what it kind of feels like. Oh, and I no longer have my poison clouds, so Catoclebus does become an issue point once again here. But as long as I'm paying the slightest amount of attention, we should be okay on that front. Fantastic. And the rest of you shouldn't be too much of an issue at the end of the day here. Beautiful. So let's hopefully just finish off the last little bit of the floor here. You're gaining some good experience. Don't know about items. Like a willpower ring is probably what I'm most looking for right now. Actually, resistances in general in a ring would be nice. The slightest amount of attention, one of your many weaknesses. Hey, I think many of us, potentially you included, have a great amount of attention. The main issue is that only a little bit can be directed towards any individual thing at one time, so you end up with just a monster mash of attention spread across a huge plethora of options. Oh my gosh, I want to wear the crown. You son of a gun. If these antennae don't go away in the next mutation thing, I may have to start, I don't know, maybe a union against Jivya so that we can ensure worshiper rights. You know, I think that's important these days. But perfect, we do finish off our lair here, so I guess Shoals is going to be next here. But I had the slimy rune already, it's free. Right. Do I still have to go down there and just nothing fights me? Is that how it works? slime pits. I kind of forget. Jivya? Can you enlighten me, please? Hello, my slime friends. Don't mind me. Excuse me. Pardon me. You high five the royal jelly? I sure hope so. Even though I feel like... Is the royal jelly still around? Because we might have replaced them as the living avatar of our Lord and Savior, Jivya. But I could be wrong. Also, yeah, what am I doing? Get to the center. Oh god, they're all... Oh no, they're all gone. Oh no, it's all been eaten. Royal jelly. Sup? No, we can come... Yes! Does this count as a high five? I don't really want to slap them, because I'm not sure if they'll understand, you know? But Staff of Fire, interesting. So this gets us all the things I've been desperately asking for, but unfortunately, not quite in the capacity that we require them. Seeing as how we do need to continue to hold our weapon, unfortunately. But, holy, yeah. We do indeed already have 3 runes. In fact, thinking back, maybe I'll have to rewatch my Deep Dwarf run for Great Player. Did I use that ability to just stroll in there and grab it? Or did I fight my way through Abyss like a fool? I feel like it might be the latter. I think I made my way through Abyss like an absolute moron. At least that sounds a bit more fitting to my general playstyle, if we're being honest with ourselves and each other. Perfect. Like a Chad. Well, that's the very optimistic view. I appreciate that. It's weird how often those attributes overlap, you know? Maybe there's something to that. I mean, stupidity is always strong with me, but cowardness, oh, definitely not. But that's just because, you know, as they say, discretion is the better part of valor, and so you may very bravely run away. Perfect. So far, a fairly lackadaisical trip through shoals here. I don't know what happened with that Javelineer. I feel like that encounter went on way longer than it had any right to, and yet we still somehow came out of it in one piece. So, you know, I hate to sound like I'm even on the verge of complaining when I'm definitely not, in no way, shape, or form. Okay, there we go. Make sure we're one step away from escape for if things start to go horribly wrong. But of course they don't, because as we've touched upon, I am a god gamer. Largely though, because as we've mentioned many times in the past, it is better to be lucky than good. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, distant melting arch. Whoa. We had a special door here? Why didn't you tell me? Oh my gosh. Let's put on. Let's try that again. Perfect. Switch out our ring of evasion for flight. Okay, this is not what I expected. Jeez Louise. Definitely take care of you first, and then I guess... Never mind, it's exactly everything I wanted in life. It is finally a willpower ring for all of our troubles, but I don't see the portal. I guess it's saying very distant, so it's probably gonna be like all the way. Okay, yeah, we're heading the right direction. Probably gonna be closed by the time we get there, if I had to guess. Oh, there's an ice caves. Son of a gun, is it already closed? Collapsed. Son of a gun. I gotta pay attention, man. I didn't even notice that that was an option on this floor, so whoops. But hey, not the end of the world. We'll just finish off the rest of the area here. Oh, flight taking me out into open ocean. After how the previous encounter with the Kraken went, I'm definitely not feeling great about the idea of being caught unawares in open water against another one of those sons of guns. But I guess we shall see how it all shakes out here. It is nice in general to be flying, just so we're not finding ourselves locked into a nasty situation. And there we finally do get our scrolls of blinking as well, so that's beautiful. AC goes up another point. Our natural AC, just as a Naga, I mean. At what stage do I, engage in that better part of Valor as mentioned earlier? The answer is potentially right now. Okay, I'm still marked even in the middle of water, but fortunately nothing was awake nearby, so gives us enough time to heal up. Of course, that's also largely due to our ridiculous regeneration speed. I have poison scrolls for Kraken. Ooh, that is a good use case. I like that a lot. Still pretty nasty to be in open water, but if I'm applying poison to all the appendages at the same time, that definitely seems like it could be a valid venue to take there. Also, hello, Wizard. I hope things are going well out your way. Happy or good morning for you. I think it's already morning now. In fact, it's probably been morning for a while. Still pretty early though, if I had to guess. I don't know, I'm bad with time. I don't know why I even pretend to try and give an accurate representation, because even within my own time zone, I am garbage when it comes to keeping track of time in any regard. But okie dokie, we do get our antenna shrinking a bit, so that's good. Very happy to see that. And then we get iridescent scales covering our entire body again. So definitely doing well in the defensive department. Ooh. Also didn't realize that you were not muted, my laptop, so let's fix that. But perfect. Taking down one does allow us to wear the crown, so that is fantastic. It's 2:30 p.m. Jeez, I'm terrible at time zones. Oh, I used to live in that time zone, and I'm still garbage with it. At least I think it's the same. Trying to think of how things are divvied up there. I guess Indonesia is a little bit to the west. Because are you in New Zealand? I want to say, but I could be wrong. For all I know, I'm just showcasing my ignorance in every regard, just one after another. But I mean, that's honestly pretty on brand for our streams here. Yeah, you are? Okay, cool. Yeah, New Zealand might be another hour, potentially even as far as 2 hours ahead of mainland Indonesia. Regardless, I'm an idiot. We'll see. I'd like to tell myself, as always, that I'll file that information away for later, but, if we're being, again, honest with ourselves, probably gonna forget anything and everything I know sooner than I would like, because that does seem to be the general trajectory of things in my life. What do the iridescent scales do? They just increase our armor class. So I believe right now we have, I don't know if it's actually 6 levels of it. In fact, it's probably a bit too far to scroll up to here. Hey, my guess is there are like 3 or 4 levels. Maybe it's 3 levels and each one gives 2 armor class. That would kind of make a certain amount of reasonable sense. Cool. That just about is the end of Shoals 3 here, and it's definitely going much smoother than I originally expected, especially comparing it to all of our most recent runs that have followed this same path, so that is fantastic. Curious if I'll ever actually use enchant weapon scrolls. I guess I probably should. A plus 11 short bow is really nice for probably just a little bit further than our current point in the game, and then it will very quickly start to completely fall off, at least compared to some of the higher, punchier damages from like Arbalest or even a nicely enchanted longbow. And of course, our archer character gets gold dragon scales nice and early. Oh, beautiful. Guessing this is gonna slow down my attacks to an absurd degree, if I had to guess. I mean, we could always just find out here, right? So, attack delay is at 1.6. Yikes. AC goes up to 40, so that's kind of cool. But I guess having 13 strength is probably a pretty huge factor in that as well. We are not built for that type of equipment. But hey, that is totally fine. We'll just finish off this son of a gun. And yeah, I'm actually surprised. We could have had much more trouble against the Aquamancer just because of our lack of cold resistance. But fortunately, does not seem to be the case, at least not yet at this very moment, as we also hit our skill caps once again, just breezing through all of these sons of guns. I guess even above getting, you know, an arbalist or a nice enchanted longbow, getting like a triple crossbow would be the pièce de résistance here, and would love to see it. So a bit more Evo is just always nice. Is there anything I actually want here? I guess there's not a whole lot of harm in just training some dodging. If I have nothing else to do with my time or my life. That's probably about it for the moment here.